Hello and greetings to all of my beautiful people. We are back with part two of Back to the Basics. Part one of Back to the Basics, we were just discussing. We started at the beginning, right? And we were just discussing um, Adam's creation, God's creation of the world, the universe. We were just discussing, how I know a lot of people look at me now advocating for God and say, how in the world she go from OnlyFans to talking about God all the time, right? And I earlier today made a post, and the post was just, explaining or stating how I just don't understand why when you talk about God, right? Why does it bother people so much at the mention of his name? The person who created this world that we're walking in, that we're living and breathing in right now, to this day, the mention of his name rubs people the wrong way, right? So, with that, um, I had someone reach out to me today, and I got a long, drawn out text message that was telling me that people are bothered, and it's because of my delivery. I'm delivering as if I have arrived, and it said um, it was mainly focused on my delivery, and that my delivery is not coming out of love. It doesn't seem like it's coming from a place of love. I don't feel that I've been judgmental at all whatsoever. But apparently some people have taken it that way, right? So I want to work on my approach. However, what I explained to this person that did reach out to me, what I explained was, I can admit that in the beginning of my advocacy, it did not come from a place of love and light from the beginning, because right now the seriousness of the times that we are in addition to the amount of my people, the amount of us, the amount of people that are in our 30s that have no kind of relationship with God or spirit, based upon whatever the reasons may be, right? I don't have time to pacify my people. There's no time to pacify y'all. We have been pacified long enough. Our entire lives, we have been pacified. We have no time, no room. There's no room for any more pacifying our people. Okay? So the place that I'm coming from, the place that I am advocating from, is just from a place of compassion, because God showed up for me right where I was. I didn't have to do anything special but have faith in him, believe in him, to be honest. And that's what I feel like people seem to like just not understand or grasp the concept of, the simple fact that God sees and knows all. Like, he's not our teacher or our parent that we can like hide things from or put a facade on with. Literally, y'all, God sees all. God knows all, knows everything. So I just I don't know, y'all. I just want my people to establish a relationship. I want my people to know and understand that God is within us. He's with us all the time, but if we don't make the conscious decision to choose to acknowledge God, then you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get it. So again, part one was based on just the beginning, the creation of this universe, why God created this universe, and the basis on how he created the universe, the strategy in which he used to create this universe strategically from, the light first. It's just little things. And if you didn't see it, or if you haven't, then the link is in my bio for my YouTube. Check it out. Please go watch it. Please go watch it. Like, please go watch it. And this is part two. So that message to me was just an initiator for me to continue along this journey, because as I keep entering into these other portals and seeing just the chaos that is being incited with our people, within us, within our communities. I'm over it, y'all. I'm really over it. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I've seen so many things. I've caught the shade. It's so much shade. And I don't live a quote unquote the godliest life I just know who God is, and I want others to know who God is. I want other people to have an opportunity to have the same opportunity that I was granted, and not feel like you have to do all of these things before you can get there, like, because he's already there. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're just going to keep moving forward, right? So part 2, we are picking up where I left off, right? So where I left off at, I was just explaining how when God created the universe and he created Adam from the dust, okay? Okay? Rather than physically preventing Adam from eating from the garden, God gave Adam a choice, right? So like Adam, God gives all of us choices, and we too often choose wrongly, right? I myself am guilty of this, and I haven't arrived to where I'm obsolete from the conversation that I'm having. I'm having this conversation not just to you all, I'm also having the conversation with myself as well. Hello to all of those that are coming in. But I'm having this conversation also with myself. And so the things that I say throughout this conversation, hopefully it resonates. And if it does not apply, let it fly. Okay? You don't have to be here. You don't have to listen to the things that I say. You don't have to. You just don't, right? Again, because God gives us choices. So you have a choice in the things that you want to entertain. You have a choice in the things that you look at on a day-to-day basis. You have a choice in the things that you listen to on a day-to-day basis. You have a choice. We all have a choice, right? We have choices. So let's be mindful with our choices, right? So then we ask, why would God place a tree in the garden and then forbid Adam to eat the fruit from that tree? I think applying this to a real life situation, that it's very similar to God put us into this world, right? He created this universe and he brought us into this world, but he gave us the choice to become of this world, right? All of these things that we have presented to us that are available to us, we have the opportunity to choose them. We don't have to have them, but we're granted the opportunity to choose them, right? So that's why I feel, and I'm not just going to give you my opinion. These are notes, and this is directly, again, we're coming from the book, okay? We're in the book. So, and these are just my notes, my talking points, right? So, why would God place a tree in the garden and forbid Adam from eating the fruit from the tree? Well, the same way that he puts us in this world with, a lot of different vices that are not good for us, right? They really are forbidden things, right? But we still choose them. Do we not? I think we do, right? Okay, boom. So, with that being said, here in the book it says, were the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil, were they real trees? Because when you, from my understanding, the Bible is a book of parables, right? And we have to decipher, right? We have to read between the lines, right? Not just read the lines, okay? So the question was, were the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil real trees? Two views are often expressed. One, the trees were real, but they were symbolic, okay? Eternal life with God was pictured as eating from the tree of life. Second, the trees were real, possessing special properties. So by eating the fruit from the tree of life, Adam and Eve could have had eternal life, enjoying a permanent relationship as God's children. In either case, Adam and Eve's sin separated them from the tree of life and thus kept them from obtaining eternal life. Interestingly, the tree of life again appears in a description in Revelation 22 of people enjoying eternal life with God, right? So, we're going to continue. I just digress, but I just needed to say that, like, symbolism is to me what the world is made of, and it's our job to, one, pay attention, and two, decipher, right? Decode, just decode. Once you decode yourself, then everything else will flow, right? Okay. So, God wanted Adam to obey, but gave him the freedom to choose. Without choice, Adam would have been like a prisoner, and his obedience would have been hollow, right? Because he would have just been obedient because he had no other choice, right? He wouldn't have had any vices or any other options. There would have not been any other choices from here for him to pick and choose from, right? So this is why God gives us choices so that he can see what we choose. You know what I mean? Like, are you going to choose to do this or are you going to choose that? He wants to see if you're going to choose to be obedient, right? Okay, so let's continue. So the two trees provided an exercise in choice with rewards for choosing to obey and consequences if we decide not to obey, right? It's not rocket science. It's really not rocket science. It's really that simple. Now, God's creative work could not be complete until he what? Until he made woman, right? Let's get into it. So, he could have made her from the dust of the ground as he made man, right? But he did not. God chose, however, to make her from the man's flesh and bone. In doing so, he illustrated for us that in marriage, man and woman symbolically are united into one, right? That's what happens, right? When that's what happens. Okay? So, this is a mystical union of the couple's hearts and lives. Throughout the Bible, God treats this special partnership seriously. If you are married or planning to be married, are you willing to keep the commitment that makes the two of you one? If not, stop wasting each other's time. Okay? You're only creating karma for yourselves. That's all we do. We are creating karma for ourselves with our choices and our decisions, right? Okay, boom. Now, the goal in marriage should be more than friendship. It should be oneness, right? Because we're coming together. That's it. That's all. Now, God forms and equips men and women for various tasks. But all these tasks lead to the same goal, which is what? Honoring God. That is it. That's it. That's all. We all have various tasks. We all have various missions that we were brought here for. We all have various talents that he has blessed us with. And with those things that we have gained, we are all supposed to be honoring God with them. And within that, it would flow, right? But because we are not honoring God with the task that we have at hand, then we have what we have here, right? Now, man gives life to woman. Woman gives life to the world. Each role carries exclusive privileges. There is no room for thinking that one sex is superior to the other. Who has given us that mentality? Because it's not God. It says it right here. That wasn't the plan. So to think that you are above, as a woman, to think that you are above man, and as man to think that you are above woman, we're already disobeying. We're already in disobedience because none of us are above the other. But hey, that's neither here nor there, right? Okay, so what do I have in my notes next? I think that's where I'm going to leave off at, right? Okay, no, I'm gonna leave off. Okay. We're gonna finish this out and then I'm gonna leave off. Okay. So God gave marriage as a gift to Adam and Eve. They were created perfect for each other. Marriage was not just for convenience, nor was it brought about by any culture. It was instituted by God and has three basic aspects. Okay. One, the man leaves his parents and in a public act promises himself to his wife. Two, the man and woman are joined together by taking responsibility for each other's welfare and by loving the mate above all others. And three, the two are united into one in the intimacy and commitment of sexual union that is reserved for marriage. Strong marriages include all three of these aspects. So if your marriage doesn't seem to be standing on a steady foundation, then you may be missing one of those three principles that you might need to add in, right? I'm not married, so I can't speak on it, but I'm just speaking the word from the book. That's it. Now, have you ever noticed, I want to start here, okay? So we can hardly imagine what it must have been like to be the first and only person on earth. It's one thing for us to be lonely. It was another for Adam, who had never known another human being. He missed much that makes us who we are. Adam didn't have a childhood. He didn't have parents. He didn't have family. He didn't have friends. So he had to learn to be a human on his own. Fortunately, God did not let him struggle too long before presenting him with an ideal companion and mate, which was Eve. Theirs was a complete, innocent, and open oneness without a hint of shame, right? One of Adam's first conversations with his delightful new companion must have been about the rules of the garden, was it? I'm pretty sure. We got to talk about what's going on here, where we at, what's the rules, right? And wait, I lost my spot, y'all. Now, before God made Eve, he had already given Adam complete freedom in the garden, with the responsibility to tend and care for it. But one tree was off limits, and we know that was the tree of we know what the tree, all right, it was off limits. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Adam would have told Eve all about this. Would he have not told him, like, when you are really with someone that you love and care for, or for in his instance, he really, I feel like, couldn't have really known how to love and care for her, but God gifted her to him. So you feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all get where I'm going with it, right? I don't want to veer off too much, and I don't want this to take too long, right? So she knew when Satan approached her that the tree's fruit was not to be eaten, right? However, she decided to eat the forbidden fruit, which most of us have eaten the forbidden fruit. I'm pretty sure all of us is on this live right now that ate the forbidden fruit, okay? And so, then she offered some to Adam because we're not just going to go down by ourselves, right? We're going to take everybody around that's with us. We finna take them down. They finna go down with us too, okay? And it's not intentional. It wasn't intentional. I don't think that it was intentional for her, but let's keep it moving. At that moment, the fate of creation was on the line. Sadly, Adam didn't pause to consider the consequences. He went right on ahead and ate. And in that moment of small rebellion, something so large, beautiful, and free was then shattered. God's perfect creation, y'all. Adam was separated from God by his desire to act on his own. The effect on a plate glass window is the same whether a pebble or a boulder is hurled at it. Oh my God, isn't that a word? It doesn't matter what you throw at the glass window, bro. The effect is the same. Okay. I guess, but in that sense of me saying that, now I got to take that back because it does matter. If it's not big enough or heavy enough to actually shatter it, then you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But anyway, we're going to continue. All right. So in the case of Adam's sin, however, God already had a plan in motion to overcome the effects of the rebellion. The entire Bible is the story of how that plan unfolds, ultimately leading to God's own visit to earth through his son Jesus. His sinless life and death made it possible for God to offer forgiveness to all who want it. To all who want it. You have to want it. You have to want it. We have to want it. If we don't want it, okay? I'm just saying. Our small and large acts of rebellion prove that we are descendants of Adam. Only by asking forgiveness of Jesus Christ can we become children of God, right? And that's just that. That's why when y'all go to church and the pastor says, if anybody wants to give their life to Christ and accept Christ into your heart, is what they it may come in different words, they say it differently. Everybody say it different, but it still ultimately is asking you to accept Jesus Christ into your heart and ask him for forgiveness, right? That's all it's really about. And honestly, no, that's not all that it's about, because the book has so much more wisdom to give to us. But ultimately, there's a lot of people walking this earth today that have not accepted Jesus Christ into their heart, bro. Like, they don't know who God is. They don't have a relationship with God. They don't have any real protection. They operate on a day-to-day basis as a demon in human form. And so my advocacy, because I am tired of coexisting with these people. I'm tired of coexisting with these people. I'm tired of having to tolerate people that cannot be accountable. It's sickening at this point. It really is very sickening at this point. It's not funny. It's very disheartening. It's not sad. It's not funny. It's sickening, and it's very disheartening, to keep it a buck. And my tolerance level is so low right now that the only thing that I can talk about is God right now. Because I need y'all to get it. I need y'all to get to him. I need y'all to get it in you. I need y'all to figure it out. I need y'all to find him. I need y'all. I really do. We are worried about the wrong things. We keep focusing on things that are of this world. They're irrelevant. They are irrelevant. And then it's like, it's so irrelevant. Y'all, it's so irrelevant. I'm going to leave off there. I think part 2 was based more so on us and our choices, our decisions, our choices that we make, recognizing that we do have a choice, that the decision is ultimately in our hands in any and all situations. The decision lies in our hands. We have to make the choice to either obey or disobey. We have to take the choice. What tree do we want to eat the fruit from? I don't understand why that's so hard to understand. Like, I don't understand why that's so hard to grasp the concept of. I really need somebody to help me understand. I really need somebody to help me understand. And I also need people to also understand that God will use anybody as his messenger. He's going to use those who are walking by faith. He's going to use those that are obeying. He's going to use those that are in his word and being intentional. Like, he's going to use those people. And you have to stop looking at the outer covering, because it's not on the outside, it's on the inside. It's not on you, it's in you. It's always been in you. It's always been on the inside of us. It may be down deep, a little deep down up in there, but it's in there. And it's our job to seek it, find it, and do it continuously. Not seek it, find it, and then lose it because things aren't going the way that we envisioned or that we want them to, because it's really not about what we envision, because the vision that we have for ourselves, more than likely, or 9 times out of 10, does not include God's vision. So it's obsolete. Your plan isn't a plan if it's not backed up by God's strategy. It may work for a little bit. The devil blesses his children too. So who are you working for? You feel me? Like, it's just, for those of you who think that gospel music has gone too far, you think we gotten too radical with our messages. Well, I got news for you. You ain't heard nothing yet. And if you don't know, now you know. Glory, glory. Hey, lately I've been going through something that's really got me down. I feel like having some church in here. I need somebody to help me come and turn my life around. I can't explain it. Nope. I can't obtain it. Jesus, your love is it's so amazing. Ooh, it gets me high up to the sky. Hey, and when I think about your goodness, it makes me wanna boom high. You can't take my joy, devil. Makes me clap my hands, makes me wanna dance and stomp and have a Holy Ghost party with me. My brother, can't you see? I got the victory. Stomp. Okay? We are stomping on these demons right now. Period. Get thee beneath me. Okay? That's it. That's all, y'all. I could really keep rambling on, but I need to start keeping these short and sweet. I had to come in here on that one because I had to yeah. Love and light, beautiful people. I hope this message resonated with someone. If it did not resonate, please just swipe up and keep on moving. Keep it moving, baby. Don't let it bother you. Don't let it change your mood or infiltrate your day. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. Yeah. Love and light, guys.